All right, guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay testing out the Moto Razr's cameras here. This is the rear camera, and we'll also look at the front camera. Finally got the viewfinder figured out here. I just had to hit the button again to take away these smiles. Remember, I talked about that in the unboxing video and the other video I did. But yeah, this is the Motorola Razr's best foot forward, if you will. This is their cameras. I love how the viewfinder is. You can actually adjust how the viewfinder shows to you. I have it on full display. I just think it looks really good like that, but you can also turn it off in different ways to view it when you're looking at the viewfinder itself. But the rear viewfinder is what it's all about. Now, there are some limitations to this camera from what I could see. Maybe it's something in the settings I need to adjust, but it doesn't save the last known setting. And I shouldn't have to, like if I were to close this video and go back in and turn on video again, it's not saved to 4K, which is weird. That's really strange. It defaults back to 1080p, and I have to go back in and put it back to 4K or whatever settings that I want. So kind of annoying, but because I don't typically shoot in 1080p when I'm doing video samples for you guys, I want to put their best foot forward. Now I noticed that there's 4K 30, but no 4K 60. I know there's applications and stuff like that you can install to give you these functionalities and features, but I don't do that when I'm reviewing a phone. I want to show the consumers exactly what they're going to get. And this is the quality that you could possibly get. Now, difference from today's video, I only have two windows open behind the camera in the dining area. The windows that are typically open over here, they're closed. So the lighting still should be fine though. One thing I've learned after doing a couple of video samples with this phone is the microphones pick up extremely well. So you tell me what you think about this audio quality and also the video quality of the main shooters on the Moto Razr 2025. Let's switch up to the front camera. So I think I might have found the weak spot or weak point in this phone, and it's going to be this front camera for vlogs. Now you can obviously use this for video chats and things like that. But if you're trying to do some videos for your channel, a vlog, if that's who you are, I would probably stick to the rear cameras. Sometimes you can get front cameras that are just really good, and sometimes even better than the front cameras that are better than the rear camera. That has happened several times. But with this phone, that is not the case. Now, while this isn't horrible quality, it's definitely not as good as the rear, in my humble opinion. As I look over here at the viewfinder, at least it doesn't look like it right now. But nonetheless, we should see how this is turning out. We're going to take some photos. And also remember the microphones and everything on here. This phone has some great microphones. I just have the phone up on a tripod mount like I normally do when I'm sitting here, just recording, no external microphones. And I'll tell you if I'm using an external microphone or not, because I'll point to it up here. But this phone can take an external microphone through Type-C, so that's a huge plus. So couple the external microphone of your choice with the rear cameras for all the information for vlogging and everything like that, and you're going to be set. Let's take some photos. Okay, guys, we'll close out like this. So quality wise, the front camera is the weakest point of this phone. Like just anything dealing with the front camera, it's not going to be horrible, but it's nowhere near matching what the Z Flip can do. Nowhere near matching it. That is where the Z Flip wins when it comes to camera quality it beats out, or of these two phones, I should say, the camera quality on the front and the rear of these phones, it's night and day. This phone is much better, much better. So, you know, it is what it is. Samsung produces some great cameras. We already know this. But I had high hopes for this version. Some people say, well, you should have got the Ultra version of this. Well, I still don't think they would be matching Samsung at all. I just don't think that it would. I could buy it, but you know, I don't want to buy the phone and then hate the cameras and do a return, because I don't like to do returns unless it's a catch and release. So yeah, no portrait style video on this phone, which kind of sucks. And also in the other part of the video, I said that my phone kept defaulting back to 1080p. Well, it did. But now that I'm trying to show you, you know what I'm saying, that it's doing it, it's not doing it. It's staying at 4K 30, which is fine. And speaking of which, there's no 4K 60, there's only 4K 30. So if you switch to 60, it goes there. So there you have it. There's options in here like ultra res for the photos, dual capture that I probably would use, and dual capture video. But most people are going to be right here in these three. They're going to be probably portrait, video, and regular photos, or sometimes just video and photo, like as far as regular consumers go. Yeah, but there's no portrait style video. And that's not a deal breaker, but it's something that I enjoy. There's going to be something that you use on a phone that I don't use, and vice versa. You're going to use something, I'm going to use something that you don't use. So just bear that in mind when you're listening to me talk about the things that it doesn't have, or I wish it had. That's just all it is. I'm used to having portrait video on phones, and when a phone doesn't have it, it's kind of a deal breaker for me sometimes. But this phone, you know, coming in the way it's rolling in, it's actually a pretty solid phone so far. No complaints. It's totally worth the money that I got it for. So that's not a thing. I'll touch up on battery soon as well. I am using this on Google Fi. So signal is good, even though you see me on Wi-Fi now, but signal is really strong. It's a really good phone. This is a tall phone. I realize I'm out of view right there. This is a tall phone, folks. So bear that in mind, but it's narrow. So it's actually pretty good. It's not a bad thing that it's a tall phone. It's just that it's narrow. So keep that in mind. But when you close it, you're down to a regular phone. You see how quick that fingerprint reader is. But all in all, the video cameras and the photo quality on this thing, they're good. They're not like spectacular, but the rear cameras are actually pretty decent. And the rear cameras should be better than the front cameras on this phone. The front cameras are like I said, probably the weakest point of this phone. So anyway, it's your man Jay. Hope you guys enjoyed. Video review on the cameras and my thoughts on these cameras. Still worth the price though. If you got this for free or on Google Fi, wherever you got it from, most people are commenting saying they didn't pay anything for it. And a lot of people are commenting saying, you know, I got it for $100, I got it for $160, whatever your price is that's lower than $700, this is a win. Don't let my review of the cameras deter you from buying this phone, because as I stated, the rear view camera, right, the rear view right here for the cameras for vlogging, this just use the rear cameras on here and you will be fine. It's a good, solid set of cameras. You'll be just fine. It's your man Jay. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.